Now Dudley out to Lowry on the switch. It's a tough matchup for him. Nice switch over there by Smith. Good double team.
Ray has to call the timeout. He got pinned on the baseline. But Villanova with a little flurry here. After being down 9-zip, now 11-5.
Greg Gumbel in New York. We'll keep track of Boston College and Villanova for you, but we're approaching tip time in Washington, D.C. The Washington, D.C. Regional. George Mason and Wichita State. Let's take you there live. Vern Lundquist, Bill Raftery, Mike Jaminski.
All right, thank you, Greg. These two teams sailing in relatively uncharted waters. George Mason never in the Sweet 16. Wichita State last here in 1981. This is the first of two in the Washington Regional. Connecticut and Washington play in the second game. Winners will meet on Sunday for a berth in the Final Four. Starting lineups on the left for George Mason: Jai Lewis, Will Thomas, Follerin Campbell, Tony Skinn, and Lamar Butler. On the right for Wichita State: Paul Miller, Kyle Wilson, P.J. Couisnard, Sean O'Geary, and Matt Breyer. This game brought to you in HD TV by Harris Corporation, the world leader in broadcast systems for high-definition television and mobile media. Officiating crew for this first of two games: Robert Donato, John Hughes, and Ray Perrone. And we are set to go. Second meeting between the two this year. They met on February 18th in Wichita, and George Mason came away with a 3.70-67 win. It was that victory, many would say, that got them into the NCAA.
I think it's big how the two centers are played. Will they double the big fellas, Lewis and Miller?
Paul Miller, Player of the Year in the Missouri Valley Conference. Will Thomas will jump center. And it's taken by Thomas. George Mason has the ball.
And Wichita State for Lundquist goes. Wait a minute.
Entry pass. George Mason kicks it back outside. That's Lamar Butler who has it. Will Thomas turn around off the glass. Kyle Wilson puts it in the hands of the point guard, Matt Breyer.
And he's got some speed. They'll push left. They like to go to Miller. They're playing straight up. See if Miller can beat his man. Everybody will stay home on the shooters, and they get the little small change for him.
That's a held ball, not a foul. And so the possession arrow goes toward Wichita State. This is Sean O'Geary, back to Breyer. Ball is stolen by Tony Skinn. Adjusts, in and out. Rebound O'Geary of Wichita State.
He's got some speed, just couldn't finish.
Breyer, jumper, long shot, rebound in the hands of Tony Skinn.
And you've got to come back and identify. They've got excellent outside shooters on both teams. And Wilson, a guy who receives some outlet passes from Miller on the other end.
There's John Lewis, listed at 275. Nobody believes it.
Being kind. I think on this high-low, you see Lewis spread burn. He can really stick the three to big fella. And Butler's a great deep shooter too.
Lamar Butler, he's got the nickname of Butter. That reflects the kind of style he has when he shoots the ball. Here's his first shot of the game. That's it.
How about that? Lewis passed it up. He's got good quick feet. Put it in on the floor and into the crack.
Senior from Fort Washington, Maryland, gets the first basket of the ball game. Here is O'Geary. P.J. Couisnard, who was one of the heroes of the win over Tennessee.
A nice play here. Lewis with the nice quick hands was on the end line when he hit it. But the difficulty in defending both of these teams is they stretch the defense with the ability to shoot outside, and they've got a high-low game as well.
Butler cans it. Now there's going to be a check. There's Jim Larinaga, 56 years old, 9th season as the head coach at George Mason. First time his team has ever won an NCAA game. All they've done so far is defeat Michigan State and North Carolina. It is the first time since 1982 that someone has knocked out two of the previous year's Final Four. UAB did it 24 years ago.
It is incredible, this run that he's put together. Who would have thought it? The big thing here is on the shot clock. Did the ball go out of bounds? I think Lewis got his hands on it and nailed it on the end line. Did he have possession, Vern, or do they keep the shot clock? Now, if he lands out of bounds as he catches it, which he is, it should stay at 18. I think that's what they'll do.
All right, we've checked.
Bob Donato over there.
Mark Turgeon, head coach at Wichita State in his 6th season. They won the Missouri Valley Conference Championship this year with a 14-4 record for the first time in 23 years.
What about the breeding there, huh? Larry Brown and Roy Williams, his mentors.
There's a block. Here's Butler, number 22. Quick change and a kick out. Tony Skinn, nice touch. Campbell for 3.
And boy, there's the big difference in this team. Campbell's the point guard now, but he can knock him down, he can rebound, he can put it on the floor. He does whatever they need him to do.
Fowler and Campbell from Silver Spring, Maryland. Here's Dwyer, and it's taken away. Another turnover, Tony Skinn.
He's got to concentrate there. Skinn's got quick hands and quicker feet.
Campbell for 3.
How about that? A mistake becomes costly at the other end, Bert. But turnovers can be costly because in the open floor, they're terrific, and the big guys run to the box. This is a solid basketball team. Ask Michigan State and North Carolina.
Absolutely. 9-0, 3 of 3s on threes. 2 turnovers for Wichita State. Not the kind of start they envisioned. As we mentioned, these two teams met earlier, February 18th in Wichita, and a foul in the lead.
Let's see if they go to Bradley on that one. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think it was Bradley on the down screen.
Kayron Bradley, who was off the bench during the timeout, number 10. He's a transfer from Marquette, who spent 1 year with Marquette, got into the regional final. They defeated Kentucky together. Jai Lewis outside. What a brilliant start for George Mason, the Patriots. Jumper, no. Rebound, Kyle Wilson. Now here's Bradley.
Ball screen and pop. And Wilson can make shots. They go to a stagger. They've done some great stuff, but they haven't been able to reverse the ball.
Sean O'Geary, the entry pass, and the expected double. There's a jumper from outside. He got it.
See, that's more of their offense. They reversed it twice. Bradley ends up stepping into the jumper. Work the D. That's their philosophy. Make them go side to side.
Kayron Bradley puts Wichita State on the board. The Sharkers trail by 6. Tony Skinn, Will Thomas. Paul Miller lays off him out on the corner.
This has been a tough matchup. They play straight up, no doubles. They're going to mix it up during the course of the game.
There's a swipe at the ball, and Skinn with the penetration. Little leaner is good.
I'll tell you what, they'll take some skin off your teeth. Either it's outside or the quick dart to the tin.
Tony Skinn, who of course I think everybody who follows basketball in the tournament realizes that he sat out a game against Michigan State, suspended by his coach. Here's the turnaround and the rebound, Will Thomas. Tony Skinn suspended for a game because he punched an opposing player in the groin in the final minutes of a Colonial Athletic Association loss to Austin. There's the double team on Jai Lewis. Way outside, following Campbell. Oh my, it's his night.
Home rims. And incidentally, to follow up on the Skinn story, Vern, Jimmy Laurinega said it wasn't a punishment. It was a discipline. He learned his lesson, came back. A very emotional time for this team.
Fowler and Campbell has been the story early. Here's Paul Miller, Player of the Year in the Missouri Valley Conference, the 5th-year senior from Jefferson City, Missouri.
That's what they need. Miller to get on the board, get some push. Now they may have to decide to help on him if he can ring the bell.
9-point George Mason lead. In that first game between these two back in February, George Mason had a 13-point lead. Wichita State fought back to tie it up, and it was Tony Skinn with a 3-pointer with 10 seconds to go that gave Mason the win. And a reach-in foul. 14-5. Great start for Fowler and Campbell and the Patriots. Jim Laurinega, New York native, played collegiately at Providence. 1971, head coach at George Mason now in his ninth year. After 11 years at Bowling Green. Here's the jumper on the out-of-bounds play. That's for 2 just inside the arc.
Butler's such a tough player. Good screen, gets him free. Well, this team is on fire right now. Wichita State has to be patient on this end. Couisnard with the quick jack. I don't know if they need that, Fern.
And there's the tip by Butler, chased down by P.J. Couisnard. Matt Breyer, the point guard, brings it back outside. 5 of 5 from three-point range. And then the last one was Butler for 2. Here's Breyer. Underneath the backboard, Will Thomas has it. Skin will run. Tries the up and under. He was not in good position for that.
A nice shot by Miller, hustling back.
Couisnard for 3. In and out. And Butler decided not to chase that down. There's the pass underneath and off the glass. Keelan Bad.
What a great look by Breyer, Vern. And they're going a little too fast without Miller. They got to get him involved if they're going to get organized on the offensive end.
Here's Tony Skin, number 1. Fowler and Campbell comes back outside. The ball in the hands of Butler. All 5, excuse me, Bill.
Now this guy's great with the dribble too. That's what makes him such a tough out. That's a tough jack there, but he can put it up or put it down.
Matt Bryan, number 22, a freshman from Belton, Texas. Long jumper, and again, it will not fall. Bradley missed that one.
Why do you think it's such a hurry? I mean, that's not their sound philosophy.
Jai Lewis traveled.
You know, if you're a referee, you don't want to make a walk call on Jai Lewis. You might just say, can I see you in the office, please?
It's J-A-I, pronounced Jai Lewis. All 5 starters for this George Mason team are from Maryland, from suburban Washington. And, of course, George Mason, this is almost a home game for them, a suburban college, university in Fairfax, under 20 miles from the Verizon Center in the heart of downtown Washington.
And I know you know this. Did you see where he was born, Lewis? In Stuttgart, Germany.
Yes.
Yeah, so a little trip.
Breyer kicks it in the corner. Wilson, front rim. Will Thomas with a rebound. Wichita State can't buy a basket.
A little better set, though. They ran a little two-man play.
12:40 to go first half. Norwood is off the bench, number 5. And Jordan Carter is also on the floor. Underneath, off the glass, got it again.
Boy, they feed the post beautifully. And both Thomas and Lewis, Thomas made that one. They even had to turn their body, get a great angle, and attack the tin.
Neither team goes deep. They both play 7 and occasionally 8. Breyer mentioned the 5 young men from Maryland who start for George Mason. There are 7 Texas players on this squad for Wichita State. Near the end of today's game, we'll select a Chevrolet player of the game from each team. Chevy will make a $1,000 contribution to each university's general scholarship fund. America's brand supports America's best. Chevy, an American revolution.
And you know where every one of those cities in Texas are, by the way.
I do.
You've probably been in them.
Yes. Cameron Bradley is from Houston. We all know where that is.
Yeah, even I do.
Aguirre misses. Couisnard, who's also from Houston, gets it.
And a terrific rebounder as well, Vern. 85 offensive rebounds coming into today's game.
Kyle Wilson is from Plano, Texas. And that's in the northern suburbs of Dallas. And this time, a trip around the world and 2 points for Wichita State.
Yeah, Couisnard, one of those guys attacking to the rim. They give Miller a little blow. Wilson has to play the other end, a big guy on the box area. And Lewis is getting the blow. Thomas is who he's lined up with.
Sammy Hernandez on the floor now for George Mason, wears number 50. Here's Campbell. He can't miss.
Well, you know, they run so many nice things, and he's a guy that can get your points on the box or sort of manufacture a post up 10 feet away.
Fowler and Campbell, who had 15 points in the win over North Carolina, has 11 already in this game. He's 4 of 4 from the field. Jumper is too strong. Jordan Carter has the rebound. That was Ryan Martin, who's on the floor for Wichita State, as Mark Turgeon trying to find some answer.
Well, he's a pretty good talent. He posts up, runs the floor real well. Pretty good on the offensive glass as well.
Hernandez, the freshman, sets the screen. Back outside for Gabe Norwood, who started 2 games during the suspension of Tony Skin. Now Campbell, spin move, lost it. tripped by Kuznard. O'Geary. And they're 1 of 7 from three-point range, out of bounds. We're nearing the midway point of the first half. George Mason by 11.
Check it out. I got the NCAA March Madness, baby.
You don't have March Madness.
What? Look at me.
He hit 3 threes to open the game, went up to a 9-0 lead and have held the lead throughout. It's 20-9, 10:23 to go, first half. On the floor now, let's check. Hernandez, Lewis, Gabe Norwood, Jordan Carter, and Lamar Butler. That's the group for George Mason.
A little 1-2-2, three-quarter. I think the big thing for Wichita State is composure. See, they go into a zone. A little bit of a 1-2-2. Little bend in shape to where you put people.
Kuznard is out on the point. This is Breyer. And Norwood has the ball. Jordan Carter, number 2. Norwood in the corner. Butler for 3. High rebound. Entry pass by Wichita State, stolen by Carter. He kicks it to Butler, touch pass. Norwood is fouled by Breyer, and he will go to the line. Gabe Norwood is...
I'll tell you, the Carter with a great step, and they've had a couple of steals with foot speed, and one of the better athletes on the floor there, Gabe Norwood. The attack on him late, he can get out and sprint and take it hard.
Gabe Norwood, his dad Brian, is on the staff of Joe Paterno at Penn State, football player at the University of Hawaii. And Norwood hits the first of 2. 21-9. George Mason hitting 57%. Wichita State rather at 27. Assists 7 already for George Mason.
Well, Chris, those assists and field goal percentage go hand in hand. They've really made some terrific open looks, and Wichita State, one of those teams that does attack you and challenges shots. Just not on top of their game, particularly on the offensive end. A little trap.
Now Norwood, who is a 56% free throw shooter for the season, cans both. You get an idea that things are going the way of George Mason.
Yeah, well, it does at home on occasion. But Miller and Wilson together really is very helpful on the offensive end. Calms things down, and they stretch the D. They invert the people.
On the perimeter, that's Breyer. Here's Kuznard. Penetration, scoop shot. Tip is good. Kuznard got his own follow.
Now that's America's play. Screen to screener. They got him to look out top. Disdain, put it on the deck, and then the follow.
Tony Skinn is back on the floor now. So it's Skinn, Norwood, Jai Lewis, Butler, and Sammy Hernandez. And they're still in the zone, Wichita State.
The big thing now is you must rebound in that zone. You don't identify people. This is where Lewis can be a factor, and Hernandez. It slows the tempo down just a little bit, throws you off.
Back to Tony Skinn. Butler on the shot clock, only 2 seconds. Did he get it off? Yes, he did.
And why would you bite? You play great defense, a little pump fake, an uptick, and Skinn puts it on the deck with the floater. Pretty play.
Collective roar of disbelief from the Wichita State fans who thought we had a shot clock violation, but the basket goes, 8:05 to go, first half. The reverse from Kyle Wilson.
Nice job, and you know, they're gonna hug him because he's a terrific outside shooter. He can loosen up, putting it on the deck, and a great use of the rim.
24-13, under 8. Here's Norwood, number 5. And Tony Skinn looks things over. Norwood. Shot clock at 13.
And Norwood can make threes too, Vern, if they can't seem to get inside the teeth of the zone, though.
Jai Lewis comes out, and how about that?
He can make them now. He's not afraid, unabashed, and who's going to tell him not to take them?
Off the front rim, Jai Lewis, he has attempted 45 in the season. From the corner,
Pretty.
Nice tip by Kyle Wilson to save that.
And the duck in by Miller, they didn't get it to him because Lewis just wreaked havoc.
There's the double team on Miller, and he kicks out of it. 7 to go first half.
And that's a wrinkle, Vern. They had played straight up. That time they doubled.
Nice shot, Kyle Wilson.
And you notice Miller's at the foul line. They slipped Wilson in. Pretty good strategy.
Timeout called by George Mason.
Well, many in the evening, I would say it's Miller time. But how about this? The ability to knock shots down by Wilson.
Your senior out of Jefferson City, Missouri, Paul Miller, broke his foot 3 games into his freshman year and took a medical redshirt. One of those many young men in the Missouri Valley, probably overlooked by most of the so-called major conferences. He had a chance to play at Texas Tech, but...
And you, unlike me, were a great scholar. He's on the scholar athlete first team as well. I mean, he's an impressive guy. Dad, a Naval Academy grad.
Right.
And very humble. He said anybody on our team could have been player of the year.
Well, they do have 4 men averaging in double figures, topped only by George Mason. They have 5 men share the ball.
Huh? Spread the wealth.
Yep.
Something you ought to try once in a while.
Listen, I picked up that cheeseburger check. Here's
look at
Skin. Oh, my goodness. Shot clock. No violation, but Wichita State does get it. O'Geary. Here's Breyer. Kuznard. And O'Geary can't quite hang on. He's guarded closely by Butler. Wilson looks for Miller.
Nice job routing out Miller. He can't duck in like he would like to. Thomas did a nice job.
Jai Lewis defending Kyle Wilson. Here's Miller. Turnaround jumper. No. Well, that was interesting. Jai Lewis never left his feet. And the ball was knocked out of bounds by Wichita State. Time called. 22-9. Now let's check the 5 on the floor. Jai Lewis is one of them. Lamar Butler, Will Thomas, Fowler and Campbell, and Tony Skin. That's the starting 5 on the floor. And Karen Bradley is back out now. Kuznard, Ryan Martin, number 4, off the bench, and Paul Miller. There's Sean O'Geary defending as well.
And they go straight man now. And they'll switch it up a little, slow them down.
Jumper off the rim is missed by George Mason. The rebound in the hand of Ron Martin. Wichita State, 5:18 to go before halftime, trailing by 9, the margin by which they trailed 2.5 minutes in. And there's another steal. That's the 5th turnover now against Wichita State.
Kuznard's got to value the ball. Quick jack from Dave. He can drill him.
Butler gets a great look and cans it from way outside.
Bernie's got range, and now you got to hug him, and he can put it on the deck.
Lamar Butler with 8 points, 4:50 to go before the break. Bradley, little crossover dribble, and 3 men around the ball for George Mason.
And Miller's in the post begging for the ball. Just relax. You can always get that long one.
Outside, here's Tony Skin, number 1. 4.5 to go. George Mason here by virtue of wins over Michigan State and North Carolina.
Lewis just backs his guy in, uses that big frame. Now they go the other way to Thomas.
Off the glass. Nice defense by Paul Miller. Here's Kuznard. P.J. Kuznard out of Houston Yates.
Miller's some target in the lane. They just be patient and get some looks.
Penetration by Bradley. Now the dribble drive. Kuznard, no basket. Foul called before the shot. Coming up on Singular at the half, Greg Gumbel, Clark Kellogg, and Seth Davis will take you out for a live look at the Villanova-Boston College game, and they'll get you caught up on all the latest tournament news, plus a Singular Naismith update. That's all coming up on Singular at the half.
How about a couple of days of basketball, Vern? Has
Yes.
it been phenomenal? Oh, just sit back and enjoy, relish it.
First team foul on George Mason. Foul was called on Fowler and Campbell.
You can see these teams that play when they ran a nice out-of-bounds play, but the good counter defensively. A little nickel dime, but don't reach in. Tempting.
3 minutes, 51 seconds to go before the half. 12-point George Mason lead.
Nothing is more powerful than the truth, and the truth is more Americans choose Chevy than any other brand.
See why during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event. Check out Chevy Cobalt LS with an EPA estimated 34 highway miles per gallon. Get a 2006 Cobalt LS Coupe with an MSRP starting at $12,990. Or get it for less during the Chevy NCAA March Madness event. See your local Chevy dealer.
Degree for men. 3 times the protection for men who take risks.
For all the extra hours you dedicate to your students, we think you deserve some extra credit. TIAA CREF, serving the retirement needs of those in the academic, medical, cultural, and research fields. Visit us online to find out how we can serve you. TIAA CREF, financial services for the greater good.
This is Gary Poole, a genial guy from Trenton, New Jersey. Gary's been married for almost 10 years, but until a recent trip to McDonald's, didn't know it. Gary had fresh brewed premium roast coffee with his McGriddles, and it was like he was seeing her for the very first time.
He had no idea we were married.
Gary thought she was cute, so it was okay.
It's like we're newlyweds all over again.
Start your morning with richer, bolder premium roast coffee and add a warm, tasty McGriddles. Wake up and smell your life.
I hope there aren't any other wives.
Fred, I want upgrades. More speed, better security, and I want options by Tuesday.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Ah, Rudy, why me?
Look, maybe I can get you some more time.
No, Tuesday's fine. I'll call CDW. We'll work out some options. Rudy.
Nobody responds like CDW. With fast answers to your technology questions, you get what you need when you need it. CDW, the right technology, right away.
Thanks for caring, man.
3:51 to go first half. George Mason up by 12. Trying to win their 3rd game in the NCAAs for the first time ever. They won their 1st and 2nd last weekend by knocking out Michigan State and North Carolina. Here's the entry pass. Matt Breyer, number 22. There's Ryan Martin. The jumper from Breyer. Again off the mark. The rebound, George Mason's Jai Lewis.
And boy, they were running an inside screen, and they ended up with a quick jumper. You can always get that. Coming back, you got to be sound.
Wendell Freedom is on the floor now. There's a tip by Ryan Martin, number 4, but George Mason gets it back. Tony Skinn guarded by Breyer.
I'll tell you what, Skinn almost got the discard too, but they give it to Breyer. And Vern, by the way, George Mason ahead, no points, no rebounds for Jai Lewis.
Right.
I mean, he's been under control, but other guys have stepped up, particularly on the perimeter, and that's what makes this team awfully tough. There are different answers. 2nd foul on Matt Breyer, so he takes a seat on the Wichita State bench. It's the 4th team foul. Not many turnovers and not many fouls in this first half. Here's Fowler and Campbell. Now Tony Skinn goes right, takes the 3-point jumper. Got it! A nice rotation. He can hide and drill it. You've got to show. George Mason up by 15. Largest lead. .245 to go first half. Largest lead of the ball game now for George Mason Patriots. There's a follow and a foul is called. Well, the ability to shoot the ball. Skinn here, you see they go under Vern, and if you do that, you're going to pay the price with these perimeter guys. You mentioned Campbell. Skinn can knock him down, and we've seen Lamar Butler drill him. They got a triumvirate out there who can make you pay. Patriots of George Mason are 6 of 9 on 3-point shots now, and Wichita State, conversely, is 1 of 10. 2:35 to go. First half of play. Bradley, here's O'Geary, little leaner, nope, and another rebound.
They're owning the boards. Here's Tony Skinn. He'll bring it back outside. Gets it in the hands of Gabe Norwood, number 5.
Great job by Bradley defensively. K-Ron got those legs moving. Thomas. Tipped and controlled by Wichita State. Lewis does not elevate. Would you agree with me?
Yes.
He's not going to propel himself into the air, but he takes up so much room, carves out space, and that's where he can help him. He gets 8 rebounds a game. So far, 0.
Well, he is a Mack truck.
That he is.
Jumper. Still nothing there from beyond the arc. And Tony Skinn is back, 1 of 11 for Wichita State. How about that shot? He doesn't get the roll, but he'll go to the line.
And lost in that, Vern, was the rebound by Norwood. I mean, this kid do a lot of things for this team. Very coordinated, athletic, propelled himself up, gave the kick out, and Skinn just back shove. He can break some ankles. The right corner, the rebound, the give up nice and early. Now, this is where you can get hurt if you don't have quick feet. Good play by Skinn.
30-15. Skinn gets the roll, shoots one more. .147 to go, and Tony Skinn shoots another free throw. George Mason has scored the last 8 points in succession. They enjoy their largest lead in the ball game now. A turnover and a foul, or it's on the base on the sideline. Out of bounds. Tony Skinn had the steal. Field goal percentage 50% and 6 of 9, Bill Raftery, from 3-point range for the Patriots.
And that tenacious defense. That time they ran the trap again. You weren't ready for it. You've got to be alert. You got to get a post guy. You can't dribble into the coffin corner here by us.
Wichita State 1 of 11 from 3-point range. They fell behind 9-0. They now trail by the largest margin in the first half. There's a beautiful spin move baseline by Paul Miller, Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year.
Well, when you know where your defender is, what an advantage. You just turn that body, and he's got great use of the offhand.
Patriots of George Mason, Fairfax, Virginia, 20 miles from the Verizon Center here in downtown Washington, D.C. Wichita State, regular season champions of the Missouri Valley. These two teams played on February 18th. Here's Skinn, and he is on fire.
He's incredible. The speed of him to get rid of the ball. He can freeze you or blow by you with a dart. Nice cross by Bradley. Oh, a little lingerie on the deck there.
Karen Bradley, who played his first year at Marquette University. 35 seconds to go. Fowler and Campbell, he's hit 3 from long range. There's the trap on the baseline. It's out of bounds. Touch last. Let's take a look at Tony Skinn.
He's a guy that can really shake you with his ability to bounce it, so you give him a little bit of a cushion, a little nylon from deep. He can be electrifying, plays the passing lane. 22 on the shot clock as we return here, Vern.
7-second differential. George Mason, 7 of 10 from 3-point range. Here's Skinn, guarded closely by Bradley. Fowler and Campbell. Skinn, nope. And Paul Miller has the rebound. Karen Bradley is back. 5 seconds to go. Miller with the rebound. He'll take the last shot of the half and miss it.
Pretty good job by Miller. Ran the floor and got a look.
That's the end of the half. George Mason by 16 will send you to Greg Gumbel in New York after this message and this word from your local station.
The Lexus RX has already earned the admiration of the world. But now that the new RX 350 is even more powerful, it's no wonder that for some, envy has turned into obsession. Introducing the new 270 horsepower RX 350 from Lexus.
Hello.
Putting the world on notice yet again.
Most people come to Italy for relaxation.
Mamma mia! Got you, baby. Got you.
But these teams are here to win the amazing race. CBS, Tuesday.
There's been an outbreak. I think these men were intentionally exposed.
I found something I wasn't supposed to find. Prescott Daytona winner Jimmy Johnson, Andy Dick, and Viv Sidewalk Olympics tonight.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half, sponsored by Singular, raising the bar.
With our games both in Minneapolis and Washington, D.C. at halftime, welcome everyone back to our New York studios for Singular at the Half. I'm Greg Gumbel, along with Clark Kellogg and Seth Davis. A couple of things happening tonight that are a little bit surprising, to say the least. Let's start with our game between Boston College and Villanova. BC leading it 28-24, and the Eagles have done some nice things right tonight.
They certainly have. Sean Marshall came into the game having made 2 of 10 field goals in the first 2 tournament games, on fire early. Here he is inside. He had a first half high 10 points, being very aggressive offensively. Nice little pull-up jump shot there. And then he gets open on the good ball movement. Villanova slow rotating, knocks down one of his 2 triples. There's another one right there. Sean Marshall staked his team to a 16-point lead, but it's eclipsed lately.
Well, I'll tell you what, Villanova has not made a three-pointer in this game. You'd think BC would like to be up by more than 4 points. You know, the three-point shot, and Allen Ray in particular, has been pretty bad. He's 0 for 5 from behind the arc. They make 39% on the season, but they have had games this year where they've had a low percentage from three-point range. It's a misconception about them that they're so dependent on this. BC has 12 turnovers. They do it with their defense and their speed, and that's been the difference.
Squeezing the orange is mandatory when you play the Wildcats because they thrive on turning turnovers into points. Pressure defense, another turnover. Dante Cunningham reaching and rising. But again, the deflections, the quickness, the activity forces no shot attempts for Boston College, and that's why Villanova's only down 4 points right now, despite 0 of 9 from three-point range.
And you see Allen Ray there with just 3 points on 1 of 8 shooting, and you talked about it, Seth. First of all, if you're Villanova and if you're Jay Wright in the locker room, don't you feel good about your second half chances, just the law of averages?
Let me tell you something. I talked to Tom Crean, the Marquette coach, this week, and he said that these Villanova players never believe they're going to lose a basketball game, and that is more than anything else what they bring to the table. Again, they've had games this year where they haven't made three-pointers, and they've still won a lot.
All right, in the Washington, D.C. bracket, they're also at halftime, and this has been all George Mason, 35-19. The Patriots in the lead, and thanks to an awful lot of good shooting from behind the arc.
7 of 11 the Patriots have knocked down from back there. Lamar Butler spraying it from there. Tony Skill, that's Falaren Campbell. Falaren Campbell again. And then getting the nice shooter's roll. Butler. That's a sweet sound, isn't it, Greg?
You're familiar with that sound, Clark, from your playing career. I'm certainly unfamiliar with it. You know who else is unfamiliar with it? Wichita State. My goodness, 1 for 11 from behind the arc, and I don't care who you're playing. You cannot win a basketball game shooting that poorly from behind the three-point line, and they have really just never settled into a good shooting rhythm. I felt like they came out playing a little bit too fast, and I think that George Mason, to me, looks like they're the home team, and tonight they are.
All right, guys, 35-19, Patriots in the lead at halftime. Singular at the half continues in a moment.
I'm Scott Blum, Chairman, CEO of Buy.com, the Internet Superstore. Since founding the company in 1997, we've had one goal, to offer our customers the lowest prices guaranteed. Having reached over 7 million customers, we're celebrating by offering 10% off Amazon on over 900,000 books. Plus, get other great deals on the latest electronics, computers, digital cameras, DVDs, CDs, and more. Over 2 million products, all from America's top brands. So next time you buy, check us out. Buy.com.
You gelling?
You know I'm gelling.
Hey, here's the happy groom, Bill McMillan. McMillan, you gelling?
I'm gelling and Zinfandel, and so is my new bride, Mrs. Helen McMillan.
I'm so happy my eyes are welling. Did everyone try the prosciutto and melon?
We put the softest gel ever in Dr. Scholl's Massage and Gel insoles. You and your feet will feel outrageously comfortable, guaranteed.
I'm gelling.
You're so not gelling.
Are you gelling yet? Dr. Scholl's.
There comes a time when you're ready to move on to something better.
Something told me it was over.
Like the golden, rich flavor of Miller Genuine Draft. It's beer, grown up.
Hoop fans, don't miss your chance to go to the 2007 Men's Final Four at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, March 31st and April 2nd. Log on to ncaasports.com to apply for your tickets online. That's ncaasports.com.
And don't forget the 2007 Women's Final Four, April 1st and 3rd at the Quicken Loans Arena in Cleveland. Log on to ncaasports.com to apply for tickets online. That's ncaasports.com, the official website of the NCAA.
Here's a look at one of the 4 candidates who are finalists for this year's Naismith Trophy presented by Singular. UConn sophomore forward Rudy Gay averaged more than 15 points and 6 rebounds a game during the regular season to help lead his Huskies to a top seed in the NCAA tournament. Now you can be a part of college basketball history. Text the word VOTE to 87654 to vote for the winner of the 2006 Naismith Trophy. The fans' vote counts for 25% of the total. We remind you, 2 more regional semifinal games still ahead this evening, including Washington against top-seeded UConn. The Huskies' Rashad Anderson could start for most schools, but he's found a niche with UConn as the best 6th man in college basketball. And now Jim Calhoun's not-so-secret weapon is hoping to help Connecticut win its 2nd national title in the last 3 years.
It's hard to go to a school with with other great players, come in and not play as much, and then get into a groove, and then continue to play and work hard. A lot of guys would have just folded it, could have did the easy thing and transfer away.
Okay.
He's the highest scoring kid who hasn't started a game this year in America.
Anderson, a 3, go!
You have a guy like him on the bench, you know that you have the ability to come back. You know you have the ability to stretch out a defense. Very few guys in the country obviously have that luxury.
Calhoun has had the luxury of some of the great players of all time, a legacy not lost on Rashad Anderson.
I looked at guys who came before me, Rip, Karan, Ray, and I was like, why can't I be one of those guys one day?
Even without being a starter, Anderson has become one of those guys. Playing with Emeka Okafor and Ben Gordon in his early years, he realized being the support man was perhaps the best route to success.
I think it really hit me was the sophomore year. I wasn't playing that much. I was still the 4th leading scorer on the team, but I was like, I'm gonna make this guy play me more. I'm gonna make him see that I can play. From then on, and we went on a run to win a national championship.
Anderson was ready to make another run for a championship when in February of 2005, he developed an infection in his leg. After ignoring it for a couple of days, he was rushed to the hospital near death.
But the scary thing about that whole situation was if I'd have waited like another 4 or 5 hours, I wouldn't be here right now. Because the bacteria in my leg had gotten necrotic and it spread throughout my body, and the bacteria from it was just shutting down all my organs.
It was 12 straight days in the ICU, and to watch him then go from being sick to almost needing a respirator to being incubated. It was one of the toughest things.
It was a couple of days where they didn't think I was gonna make it because I was in pretty bad shape. It was tough. not knowing whether I was going to live or die. Keep these pictures of my daughter. This is what I live for now, you know. I ain't got to worry about myself no more.
This season, Anderson came back stronger than ever, both physically and mentally, and is having his best year ever.
He's more of a leader now. I think he steps up in situations where we need him. I think his situation last year, I think it just made him a lot more humble, and he wants things a lot more than he used to.
All the stuff I've been through here, it made me a better person and a better player. It prepared me not just for basketball, but for life.
Awfully good basketball player with a terrific story, and according to Seth, Jim Calhoun's going to need everything Rashad Anderson can give him against Washington.
Well, he brings perseverance and perspective and a sweet stroke from behind the line.
And a smile that can light up a room. Washington's going to need to find him in transition. Don't let him beat you from three.
All right, guys, those of you watching the game in Minneapolis, we're going to send you back for the second half. Those of you watching in Washington, stay tuned. Singular at the Half continues after this.
CBS Sports presents Singular at the Half, sponsored by Singular, raising the bar.
Hey, baby.
Introducing the Mazda 5. The lowest priced, highest EPA, fuel economy rated 6-passenger vehicle for under $20,000. Mazda 5. It's right where everything else isn't.
Imagine seeing a network that connects us all. SBC and AT&T have joined forces to create the most complete and secure network on Earth, so you can create a world unlike any other. Yours. Introducing the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
You want a good breakfast and a good price? At Denny's, everything's good. Denny's new Pepper Jack and Smoked Sausage Scramble has peppers, onions, and cheese, plus bacon, sausage, and pancakes. One of 3 new scrambled sensations for just $5.99. You gotta come to Denny's.
Class of '94, here I come.
When you want to make a good impression, Enterprise Rent-A-Car will pick you up free and get you going in style.
Looking good, Moose.
Pick Enterprise. We'll pick you up.
Over the last 100 years, millions of NCAA student athletes have gone pro in something other than sports.
You know what they say about the size of a man's hand?
Catch back-to-back episodes of How I Met Your Mother, CBS Saturday.
Is it his time? A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
Our 2 games at halftime in Washington, D.C. George Mason leading Wichita State 35-19. In Minneapolis, Boston College with a 4-point lead on the Villanova Wildcats. Singular at the half continues after this.
This is what it's like when you're looking for a car on Autotrader.com. It's the only place you can see almost 3 million cars, the largest selection of cars anywhere. And when you search from a selection this wide, no matter what you're looking for, on Autotrader.com, you'll find exactly the car you want, just like that. So why go anywhere else? Autotrader.com, the smarter place to buy and sell a car.
CSI Miami, Monday on CBS, America's most watched network.
to the 10.
35-16 George Mason. The largest deficit that Wichita State has faced prior to this evening this season was 15 points to Michigan State. 43-28 at the half. They wound up losing that one by 19 points.
Well, this is a case where they just have to relax on offense. Be solid on this end and don't rush at the other. They run some beautiful things. Just get some open looks.
Of course, last night we saw a UCLA team come from 17 down to defeat Gonzaga. Last week we saw Northwestern State win their game over Iowa.
You never know with the emotions, do you? There's a hold by Wilson trying to front Lewis, trying to establish him early. Jimmy Larrañaga.
This is the first of two games here. George Mason against Wichita State for a right to go into the Elite Eight. The second game features the top seed in the Washington region, UConn. They'll take on the University of Washington. It's Huskies against Huskies in that game.
Get on the sleigh.
There's Fowler and Campbell.
Look at this big guy roam. Huh? They establish him. Take that. Brute force. And then the soul. Kiss by the big fella.
Jai Lewis, first basket of the game. It's an 18-point margin again. George Mason from Fairfax, Virginia. 35,000 students, primarily a commuter school. There's Breyer missing with the long three. Here comes Fowler and Campbell, number 42. Tony Skinn, quick off the dribble. And a rebound pulled down by Kyle Wilson, number 32.
Nice job by the inside people standing up the bouncer.
Matt Breyer at the point. Here's Miller setting the high screen. Jumper. Kuznard, air ball.
They're running a side pick and roll. They don't even get into the play. Come on, relax a little bit. It seems too good. Nice day.
P.J. Kuznard back. No numbers. Kuznard blocked by Jai Lewis. And the ball is touched last out of bounds by Fowler and Campbell. Jai Lewis at one end and then the other.
Well, he's not going to have any plantar fasciitis by coming down hard. He doesn't go up too high with a little kiss. And then, as you mentioned, Vern, solid on the other end with the block.
And a foul called underneath. Let's take a look at the block.
They're not going to call him the elevator man. He can use that body to bump, but Rick Cobby's not. The former great for Marquette.
Matt Breyer at the line. First free throw shot tonight. Go to mycokerewards.com/NCAA to play Coca-Cola NCAA Championship Run 2000. 1 of 2 at the line for Matt Breyer, the coach's son from Belton, Texas.
A nice job squeezing on the free throw. We've seen teams not prepared for that during the tournament either. Taking the shooter, squeezing underneath.
And a foul called on Breyer. Well away from the ball. That's 3 on the point guard.
And they need him out on the floor being solid. Bradley's coming in, knows how to play, but it's got to play within the system. Now he's the point guard. Get the big guys touches. You can always do something deep.
Matt Breyer heads to the bench with 18-19 to go in the ball game.
Pretty. Oh.
Miller with a rebound.
Yeah, nice screen and Skinn.
Cameron Bradley, number 10, at the point now for Breyer. Here's Kuznard, number 2. He's a sophomore from Houston.
And Miller doing a nice job screen. Now he drifts a little bit, lets Wilson work, and the little bang inside. Now, Vern, you do a lot of football. What do you think? You think there's a...
I don't think tight end. I think offensive tackle.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to drift from the line too far.
No.
But, boy, he is strong holding people up. I mean, you think you're going to cut around him. Puts that forearm out, stops you in your tracks. Nice cut by Miller.
Kick out. And nice ball rotation. Here's Kyle Wilson. They cannot buy a 3. 1 for 12.
And that's a great set, too. That's Wilson's game.
In the corner, there's the attempted 3. Not there. Whew. How about the elevation on that one? Yeah. Will Thomas.
Nobody put a body on him either. Those Skywalkers, you got to get their thighs somehow. You can see the challenge on the jump shot, but the bookends, he's the one that gets up big. The other just keeps you on the deck. Thomas soaring.
Fowler and Campbell inbound to Jai Lewis, number 55.
How about that? Has some offensive ability on the glass.
Wichita State still hitting less than 30%. Here's Thomas, no double. Takes the soft jumper, little turnaround.
And you know what's amazing, Vern? He really doesn't shoot it. He sort of palms it like George McGinnis used to, who was a righty, as we well know.
Largest lead of the ball game now, 19 points.
Oh, Miller with a little roadblock, moving just a little bit late. That hurts, but Thomas promises to deliver. Any nook and cranny makes that turn, able to release, gets the shoulder into the defender and knocks it down.
Will Thomas, the sophomore out of Baltimore, 6'7". All 5 of these starters averaging in double figures for this George Mason team that is one of the great stories of this tournament. Traveling.
Lou's trying to use that body to back in. It certainly is, Vern. You know, I'm disappointed because Wichita State is a better basketball team. I think they're very even, but nerves sometimes come into play. Even though they've played the first week exceedingly well, something you start thinking the further you get. So they've got to get some composure, and it's usually the backcourt that has to dictate that.
Of course, Wichita State, champions in the regular season of the Missouri Valley, lost in the playoff in the tournament to Bradley, a Bradley team we saw last week. Here's the jumper, still not there. 1 of 13 from 3. There is a basket and a chance for a free throw.
You know, Vern, they ran the offense again, and when you do run your offense, your big people can get on the glass. It's within the framework or the confines of the offense, and you can see both Miller and Wilson in a position to do some damage, but when you jack them quick, you end up with breaking down the sets.
Jai Lewis heads to the bench. He's just picked up his 3rd foul. And Paul Miller will go to the boards. Gabe Norwood is on. And Sammy Hernandez, number 50, has also come on the floor for the Patriots. Miller can't find the free throw.
And again, that ability to squeeze, that could have been an offensive rebound, but they take care of details.
Look at the disparity in free throws. Here's just a little footnote. In 2.5 games now for George Mason, they've been to the free throw line 49 times. Here's the jumper. No. Their opponents, including this game, have taken only 15 free throws.
Well, they really don't foul. I mean, a lot of coaches work on that. I heard the practice 2 days ago, Jim Larinaga saying, that's a foul. And that's, kids understand that. Nice penetration here, and they get another good look.
And the tip, it just will not go. Looks like volleyball.
And that's great effort, too.
Miller, Sean O'Geary, number 33.
Where they close out, you got to play O'Geary on the catch, and they sure are with Norwood.
Offensive rebounds, 11-1. Here's Wilson for 3. At last.
Out of Illinois, 1 year, played in the NCAA. He's been through this before. And when he can spread it, and now you can do some damage with guards putting it on the deck and slipping Miller into the post.
Kyle Wilson played his high school ball at Dallas Jesuit High School. He was an all TCIL selectee in his high school senior season. And then 1 year at Illinois before transferring. Here's Will Thomas, guarded by Miller. Rebound Wilson. Puts it in the hands of Bradley. Now Kuznard. Under 15 to go in the ball game. Sean O'Geary. Pretty. Wilson goes baseline. Rebound. Lamar Butler.
You can really see where Mark Turgeon's done a great job collecting their minds. And even though they're missing shots, oh goodness, out that far. Small change. Put the money on the deck on that one. How about this? A little nylon from deep, stretching it for Wichita State.
Pure Dell. It's an uncomplicated approach to unbridled growth. From Unix migration to server consolidation, you can expand seamlessly for a faster return on your IT dollar. And it all runs on Dell PowerEdge servers, featuring the reliability of dual-core Intel Xeon processors. So your enterprise doesn't simply survive, it thrives. That's the direct path to success. That's pure Dell.
Greg Gumbel in New York with George Mason and Wichita State in a timeout. Let's take you for a quick look at what's happening between Boston College and Villanova. Jim Nansen, Billy Packer.
Against him. Made basket, an opportunity to press, but not full court.
He has all 6 in this half for the Wildcats.
Great place to double team.
And it still belongs to BC.
Bringing in Clark. And Ray sitting down. And you notice that they go, Jay Wright has decided to go big whenever he substitutes instead of getting back to his small lineup. Early in the ball game, he realized he's probably going to have to play Boston College's game. He'll be bringing in Frazier on the next whistle. And that pass, and that's the third turnover of this half by Dudley. Yeah, Dudley has been a no factor, and we're talking about a guy that has played great basketball in this NCAA tournament. Go to mycokerewards.com/NCAA to play Coca-Cola NCAA Championship Run 2006. Well, I mentioned last year when these two teams played, Villanova was the one that turned it over almost twice as much as they've had assists. In this ball game, it's been just the opposite. Boston College, which normally takes great control of the ball, really throwing it away a lot. And you talked a couple of times about Dudley's 36-point performance. There's Foy, and it rolls in off the rim. He had that 36-point performance to Dudley in one game against Nova last year. This one, 1 for 5 from the field and 6 turnovers. Here he is, bringing it into the front court. Well, Boston College, Jim, to give you an example, the last 2 games only turned the ball over 16 times in both games. Marshall got stuck underneath. Put back Oates. Got the first 2 for Oates in this ball game. Just inside to occupy some minutes, make sure they don't get any further foul trouble. Keep things clean down inside for Smith. Foy is taking advantage of everything. It's a little bit too quick for Marshall. Here's Lowry, quick move, and Smith rejects. Interesting about Smith.
Boston College 35, Villanova 32, coming up on 13 minutes to play. We'll keep track. Let's get you back to Washington, D.C. Vernon Raft.
George Mason by 14, 39-25, 14:32 to go. Gabe Norwood, number 5, on the floor. Here's Lamar Butler, number 22.
Oh, nice spin out. Thomas couldn't squeeze it. What a nice play. They ran a double at the foul line with Hernandez, the big wide body. Almost makes you think it's Lewis on the floor, and then the slip to the 10. This is just great basketball. Hernandez out by the foul line and just couldn't squeeze it. And a good open to the ball by Wichita State as well.
And a chance now for Wichita State to slice into this lead. It was 19, it's now at 14.
Miller gets a blow here.
Kyle Wilson, who hit a big 3 just a moment ago. Nice dish underneath, 2 more.
Oh, does he do some nice things? A great cut on a baseline by Bradley, and the big fella acknowledges.
Karen Bradley with 2. On the floor now, following Campbell, Lamar Butler, Thomas Norwood, and Sammy Hernandez for the Patriots of George Mason.
And look at this post defense and negated by more aggressive play. And look at it trying to get Thomas to calm down. He is really jacked up and excited, and I don't know if, let's see if we can try and get him to calm down. Bobby Donata's talking to Jim Larinaga, but the front on this particular play negated by really hanging in. Now watch this good defense, Vern, by Kyle. Now he steps in front, but a better post entry leads the big fella for a strong send it in. A solid play. They lift on the other side, so the defense is a little bit tardy, trying to recover and help.
Well, that was a warning about taunting, as Will Thomas got a little carried away with the accomplishment of that dunk, and he was asked to calm down.
And you know, it's funny. I think he was just getting himself more pumped. I don't think he did it to anybody else.
No, I agree.
Calming down doesn't hurt.
Well, what an exciting moment for both of these teams. We mentioned at the beginning, uncharted waters for these two. Here's O'Geary, Wichita State, last in the Sweet 16 in 1981. There's a jumper, not there. And they've not been in the tournament since '88. Here's the dish. Campbell!
Wow. He's not chunky, Vern, but he can get up and down. What a nice looking dish.
Campbell has 13 and a foul on Campbell.
Well, they come back at you, and if you backpedal and don't sprint, this team can be explosive. And Vollering taking it strong. And this team just comes at you in waves. That was a 3-on-1 break against a very sound defensive team.
George Mason by 16. That equals the margin by which they led at halftime. Nick Rogers is on the floor now, number 0 for Wichita State. So it's Rogers, Dwyer back on the floor with 3 fouls. Karen Bradley, Paul Miller is back, and so is Ryan Martin. Mark Turgeon's team trailing by 16.
And you can notice the ball reversal. 2 point guards on the floor. And Mark did not like the speed to recover. Not a good look. They stay off and stay in front of Miller.
With NCAA March Madness on demand, you can watch live tournament games from outside of your viewing area on your computer for free. Sign up now at ncaasports.com/MMOD. Sammy Hernandez, nice hand as he goes to the bench. Tony Skinn back on the floor, number 1. Here's the jumper, Bradley, in and out.
Now they gave it to him, though. Not a bad look.
Will Thomas with the rebound.
And look who's back, Lewis. See if they bang it inside. Take advantage of him when he's in there. Well, you need a lot of quarters to get around Lewis, huh?
Yes.
That's a heavy toll.
Will Thomas, a little bumping with Paul Miller. Now he fronts him. Tony Skinn just about lost it underneath, off the glass, in and out. Thomas again.
They got over the top, huh? Good effort. They got him for reaching.
43-27, second foul on Thomas.
Bud Light Daredevil. Tonight for Bud Light, I'll perform a stunt that even I'm not sure is safe. I'm gonna let my girlfriend pick out the movie.
2 for Tears Over Paris.
Oh.
It's supposed to be so good. Yeah.
I never thought he would leave me, and now I don't even know how to go on.
Hey! Bud Light!
Oh, that Bud Light in there right now.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Everyone was crying around me. I was like, what's up?
Greg Gumbel in New York, George Mason, Wichita State, and a timeout gives us a chance to take you out to Minneapolis, where Boston College owns a 6-point lead on Villanova. Let's listen in to Jim Nance and Billy Packer.
Sheridan getting position on Williams down inside, not getting the touch though. Here's Clark, and the freshman lost it. In it, tips it over to Marshall. They got a 5-on-4. Frazier not down court. Somebody's open. Dudley was trying to hide out in that far corner, but Villanova now reset on defense. Well, you got Foy down inside on Smith. Smith wants the lob right here. Foy's just holding him. This is terrific inside. There it is. Over the top, and that's on Foy, as you saw it, Billy.
That was great recognition by Boston College, and the fact that they had the bad mismatch inside. Foy did everything he could to hang on to Smith. And many times teams just aren't that patient, but with this experienced lineup, Jim, they really were patient until they got exactly what they wanted.
This is second on Foy, and Cunningham comes in for Frazier.
Stay there, stay there!
It seems like whenever Boston College gets in trouble, they lob over the top of smaller people.
Smith with Cunningham on his back.
They better double team down in there because Smith loves that spot.
He took advantage of it.
Foy waited too long to go down and double team Smith. And there again is that patience that he has in the low post.
Well, he's got another double-double. Now the 44th double-double of his career. 10 points, 10 rebounds.
The Boston College lead up to 8. 10 minutes to play in the second half there. Let's get you back to Washington, D.C. And once again, Vernon Raft.
Wichita State trailing by 16 with 11:45 to go in this ball game. P.J. Couisnard has it now. 16 was the difference at the half. Here's Miller. Chris Fleming is on for Will Thomas, and Fleming relinquishes the basket to Paul Miller. And in the meantime, over on the bench, Jim Larinaga continues to chat with his emotional forward, Will Thomas.
And just good coaching. Calm him down. I love the way Miller turned to the right shoulder. A lot of guys can't do that are righties.
There's the three. Following Campbell, no. Loose ball. Chris Fleming picks it up. Short with a shot. Rebound, Ryan Martin. Now Matt Breyer out of Belton, Texas, just between Waco and Austin. His dad, Ed, a high school coach, coached him. Kuznard, oh boy, the anticipation from Tony Skinn. Can't quite hold on. Here's Breyer. And the three-point deficiency has been amazing. 2 for 18.
It's unbelievable. And a lot of good looks this half, but the aggressive play on the rebounding end, certainly by Ryan Martin, doesn't hurt this cause.
Wichita State goes to the line. It's Ryan Martin, the junior. Kansas City, Missouri played last year at Coffeyville, I beg your pardon. I'm thinking Texas and Colleyville. College basketball fans, here's your chance to win great prizes. Get your cyber ticket at cbssportsline.com/cyberticket and enter to win now.
And Ryan Martin, a guy that's a very good offensive rebounder. Does a good job posting up, a little bit undersized, but does a very efficient job. And they extend the floor now with full court pressure on the inbounder. Initial trap and a step up. They get the timeout. They're not going to go away easy. They're going to hang tough. There's a little composure on the offensive end and knock a three down, Vern.
You're careful to get just the right crib, the right stroller, the right toys to give your baby the right start. But what about baby's financial future? The strength of the AIG companies means we'll be there for you. Insurance, loans, retirement. AIG.
Greg Gumbel in New York once again. George Mason, Wichita State in a timeout gives us a chance to take you to Minneapolis, where Boston College continues to lead Villanova. Once again, Jim Nance, Billy Packer.
Off one defender. Ray, one more time.
Yep.
He called for it.
Yep. That's the thing great shooters do. Just keep putting the ball up. He'll eventually get into a rhythm.
His first 3 of the night.
And credit that basket to Lowry. Lowry got decked at center court, still stuck his nose and went right back inside, stole that ball.
Well, that was huge. Smith was positioned maybe to put him up double digits. And instead, Nova able to hit a 3 at the other end. And that's going to be a block foul called on Lowry. Watch him hit the deck right here.
Well, see, this is Smith setting a screen. That is a legal screen. And then you see Lowry trying to trip him. He backs down to no one.
Frazier in, Ray out for a breather.
If you set your position and you give that man that's guarding, and there's Lowry trying to pick up another foul right there. You give him room to get around you, and he doesn't. No problem. There's that interior bounce passing that Boston College does so well.
Go right back in to Smith. Working on Frazier. Puts up the soft hook.
Yeah, that was a tough shot. Frazier did a good job defensively there.
How about Cunningham's play a couple of times here tonight?
Well, you mentioned the 9 rebounds he had in the last game were huge.
He got 7 in this one.
And he never occupies the ball so that he keeps the ball in the hands of the guards. Here's Lowry on a kick out.
Lowry up and in.
He gets down inside. He's not afraid to put the ball up inside or drive it in there and then spin and kick it back out to one of those shooters. And now that Ray looks like he's got a little bit of stroke going, they took Ray out of the ball game, going big defensively.
Villanova's Wildcats looking like they're beginning to feel it. 7:11 to play in the second half. We'll keep you updated. Let's get you back to Washington, where Vern and Raft have George Mason and Wichita State.
Lamar Butler for George Mason. Out of the timeout now. It's Mason, Skinn. They have Skinn, Gabe Norwood, number 5, Jai Lewis. Here's Lamar Butler. Nice screen set by Will Thomas, who's back on the floor. The switch, Butler. Inside, Jai Lewis. Oh, he lost control of the ball on the way up.
You know, he lost his balance with his feet first. A nice little bump or shove, and then a release.
And a chance for Wichita State now to take another step toward climbing back the hill, up the hill.
And you might as well use Miller if he's in the game, too. He's a pretty good offensive guy. He screens and gets free. Here's the high five. See if they get him involved as he shapes up.
No basket. Rebound Lewis. Here's Butler. No numbers. Let's see what he's got in mind. Oh, tough shot, and he gets it.
How about that? Great confidence. The baby hook. Boy, he is sky high from the beginning with the smile in warm-ups, and it continues. Very impressive.
Lamar Butler has now gotten 10 points. 9:35 to go. Miller, yes.
Yeah, there's the guy. You got to give him an opportunity to succeed.
Miller has 10. 9:24 to go. Gabe Norwood almost threw it away. He did throw it away. Butler.
How about this, Vern? The confidence to take it, and without the backboard, able to knock it down. And here you step out. Big guys are uncomfortable defensively going out and challenge them as Wilson comes back in. They now have that inside-out game. Martin takes a blow.
Martin out, Kyle Wilson in, 45-33 with 9:18 to go. A spot in the Elite Eight on the line. Here's Kuznar. Kyle Wilson.
And he got the touch right out of the gate. You want to warm up just a little bit before you look for that open jumper.
Under 9 to go. Here's Kuznar, double team.
A better pass, he may have had it. Ooh, the offensive foul.
Offense. Yep.
And that's just a case of a smaller guy, a nudge in that case, and you don't have your balance, basically, and you can relate to that working with me.
See Kyle Wilson say that was a flop.
Yeah, well, you know, he stuck the arm out, but I just don't think the little guy got up and under him. He was unaccustomed to having somebody that size guarding him.
Now George Mason, they were so proficient beyond the arc in the first half, 7 of 11 to help themselves to that 16-point halftime lead. 0 for 3 in this half. Now Bradley's on, Breyer is out.
Rotating the point position. I think they've been guarded better on the perimeter, Vern. That's part of the not making the threes or getting them.
Here's Jai Lewis, Wilson defensively.
And there's that yo-yo. He goes in and pins his guy, and they use Thomas out high. And here they exchange again.
Tony Skinn, number 1. Can't get rid of it. 7 turnovers now for George Mason. Karen Bradley. Nice penetration. Gets it in the hands of O'Geary, who is fouled. He'll go to the free throw line and shoot to the foul on Tony Skinn.
Well, pretty good opportunity.
45-33. George Mason hitting 45%. Wichita State still below 30, and look at the three-point field goal difference.
It's amazing. We talked about their ability to make those threes too. I mean, this is a team 37% for the year. That's very good.
Sean O'Geary, excellent free throw shooter, 85%. Sophomore from Denver East High School. And Paul Miller's going to get a rest. Ryan Martin is back in, and Jordan Carter is on now, number 2 for George Mason, and Tony Skinn will get a blow.
Now here's a guy that keeps active. We mentioned his three-point range as well. 23 points versus Seton Hall, too, Vern. They need somebody to step up now.
This is as close as it has been since it was 24-15. That was a 9-point difference. Campbell off the glass. No!
Oh, that's terrific. What a great look. And unable to finish around the rim, Thomas.
Wichita State fans stand collectively behind the bench. They have a chance to get as close as they have been since it was 9-0.
And Vern, they have run their offense since halftime. Mark did a great job collecting their thoughts, getting them organized, and making them do it.
7:40, jumper Bradley, no. Rebound offense.
And look who's there. Pretty good offensive rebounder, Ryan Martin.
Time call.
What happened?
I didn't see them.
Oh. Looks like I have to go to Home Depot. Buy all new stuff. Yes.
The new power equipment is here. The Home Depot has the best brands in lawn and garden, all under one roof. Right now, get no payments, no interest on all purchases store-wide of $2.99 or more.
The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
Greg Gumbel in New York. While the Patriots and Shockers are in a timeout, let's take you to Minneapolis. There at 5:45 to play for the second half. Boston College with a 4-point lead. Jim Nantz and Billy Packer.
He's got the mismatch with Williams, looking for someone open. It's Ray. And outside, Marshall's going to be whistled for that one.
Lowry's
hand check.
Lowry's starting to take this ball game over right now in a way that Jay Wright has to love, because it allows Foy and Ray to stay out on the wings and not be primary ball handlers. Wait for the kick out.
Still just 6 team fouls, 1 away from the 1-and-1.
And of course, he always does it on the defensive end. You wonder what Marshall was thinking. I'm thinking he's going to dribble that ball all the way down the court without Lowry coming from behind him.
Oh, this is going the other way. Foul inside on Frazier.
The illegal screen, that could have been Smith's 4th.
That's the 3rd on Frazier. And that's 6 on the Villanova side. Each team with 16 fouls.
Here's Boston College bringing the ball up the court with their 2 forwards.
They've got 5 players with 3 fouls.
They send the guards long. The 2 forwards bring the ball up the floor.
Approaching 5 minutes, still belongs to Boston College. 10 on the shot clock. Clark replaces Alan Ray.
Well, what's happening right now, Jay Wright's taking advantage every single time of substituting quickly, offense to defense. You notice, you see Ray won't even go sit on the bench. He's going to get right ready to go back in.
Marshall comes around off the screen, dumps to Smith, slips through his hands. Williams,
bad shot.
But a whistle, and we've got bodies tangled, and Sheridan was stepped on.
Who is the foul going to be on, however?
It's going to be on Villanova. It's going to be on Nova. And Sunday night, 60 minutes, Tiger Woods. Saw Ed Bradley today on the CBS Early Show. For 9 years, he's been trying to garner this interview. He got it. And you'll see Tiger like you've never seen him before Sunday on 60 minutes. That was the 4th foul on Frazier.
And Jim, in regard to Tiger Woods, we all have to wish his father the very best.
Absolutely.
You know, they've had an incredible relationship that we've all enjoyed watching over the years.
It's a 45-41 lead for Boston College. 5 minutes on the nose remaining in Minneapolis. We'll keep you updated. Let's send you back to Washington, D.C. once again. Fern and Raft.
Shockers at the line trying to make this a single-digit deficit. And Martin misses the first. He's only a 53% free throw shooter for the season.
Now, everybody on the lane should know that, Vern. So you're ready for an offensive rebounder if you're the one team, and good check out for the other, as they did there, George Mason.
Looked like a bobble-headed doll as it goes down, rattles around, and comes back out. Wichita State only 5 of 9 at the free throw line tonight. Back in the hands of Jordan Carter. Following Campbell, number 42, and Lamar Butler, the senior, 5th-year senior. He had to sit out a year with a severe groin pull.
There's their high-low. They're so relaxed running their stuff. Nice
Thomas.
help.
Back outside, Carter. Got it!
How about him? 3 for 10 coming into the game, 30%. Just enough confidence to stroke it.
First 3 of this half, and it comes from the least likely of sources. Kyle Wilson tries to answer and can't. Here comes Carter. Lamar Butler, 6:42 to go. Trap on the baseline. Here's Thomas. Put it on the floor. Not sure why, but.
And you know, twice now, Wichita State's gone down to help out on the post, come up empty, and they've paid for it on both occasions. You got to get it if you go down.
Puts it up.
It's what draws the fans and keeps them wanting more. It's the thrill of the fast break, the freedom of the open lane. It's your blood pumping, your heart pounding, and knowing this is an experience unlike any other. Performance like this is simply unforgettable. Pontiac, official performance machines of the NCAA.
Vern, you always want your guys to help out and rake, scrape down there, and dig for the basketball. But they've got to come up with it or be in balance to play their guy as the ball gets kicked out. You can see overzealous in the pursuit. And Jordan, not Michael, knocking it down. And how about this? The big fella, as you said, why on the deck? They come up empty on the steal. He's able to knock it down.
15-point edge. Timeout called. Wichita State. Second timeout back-to-back. It's a 15-point margin. Duke lost last night, second straight Sweet 16 loss. Memphis in the Elite Eight for the first time since 1992. What a season they have had. And LSU, fourth straight year, an SEC team, has been in the Elite Eight, and didn't they play well last night?
And we saw them without Thomas during the SEC tournament. They looked good. With him, they looked magnificent.
They try to lob it in, and it's touched last by George Mason's Jordan Carter. 6:13 to go. This amazing season for George Mason.
Incredible. And even that little bit of coaching, the little trap at half court causes the use of another timeout. Wichita State's down to 2.
Jumper, O'Geary.
Wow, 9 seconds on the shot clock, too.
Yes.
They're better when they kick it out from the box for the 3. Although he likes to bounce to it.
Three-point inefficiency continues to haunt Wichita State. There's a turnover as Fowler and Campbell palmed the ball. But the Shockers, Bill, 2 of 20.
That's a shocker.
Yes.
A team that shoots reasonably well. We mentioned 37%. And I just think it's the speed of the 3 and where it's coming from.
Couisnard, Wilson off the mark, in and out. Miller can't control it. Will Thomas has it. Oh my goodness. Matt Breyer
with the giveaway.
And that's his 4th foul.
Ooh, just a little late in the coverage, and you know, one of those that's a little strong. Fortunately, these guys are in great shape, but Matt out. You mentioned his dad, a coach. This is one tough kid, by the way, Vern. Concussions, thigh injuries. I mean, he's mono and able to play. And he's a pretty darn good basketball player. And like his teammates, they're not playing up to their norm.
Kieran Bradley back on the floor, and Ryan Martin is as well, as Kyle Wilson takes a seat. 5:33 to go. Lamar Butler. Jai Lewis. Nope. Ryan Martin with the rebound.
Yeah, they stayed right on him, took his legs away.
Kieran Bradley, P.J. Couisnard. We're nearing the 5-minute mark in a 15-point margin. Nice entry pass, and Martin draws the foul from Carter. He'll go to the line, where he just missed 2 that would have gotten Wichita State within 8 points.
He might be hurt too, Vern. And that might not be a bad idea with him hurt. And the free throw percentage, to have him come over and just have the trainer look and pick a better free throw shooter. Not that there's larceny in coaches' hearts.
But it's legal.
It is.
You bet.
It's with the rules.
Ryan Martin out of Kansas City, Missouri.
And you got Wilson over there, right? Put him right out there.
Yeah. Well, Mark Turgeon's not going to make that move. So Ryan Martin, who just missed 2, is at the line again, 53% over the course of the season.
There you go. Not a bad stroke. Coach, what are you thinking about? Putting somebody else in for me.
That's what Mark Turgeon is saying right now.
He's just hoping that these guys can play solid on the other end. But this is the offense has been the dilemma. Make those and you can switch to D, and they do.
Little pressure now. Carter will inbound. He gets it in the hands of Fowler and Campbell. Campbell from behind, and Campbell with the dish and off the glass.
Boy, he was so close to losing it either with the dribble or the charge, but under control and a nice little sleight of hand on a giveaway.
Bradley O'Geary finds Martin. Nice strong move and a foul underneath.
I think give it to Lewis. He was in the action down there. And that would be 4, Vern. The big fella with the wide body.
Jim Larinaga is going to go to his bench right away and get Lewis out. Norwood and Tony Skinn will come back on, and Martin is back at the free throw line.
And, you know, he can play smaller, too. Norwood, as noted earlier, extremely quick to the rim. Can play up front just a little bit.
That is also the 10th team foul on George Mason. So for the next 4:53, Wichita State in the double bonus. Lewis sits. Martin shoots another. What a baby. Gabe Norwood will inbound. Martin pressuring the ball.
And they got a hold? Wow. From half court.
Sure was.
Yeah.
Good eyesight.
On the cut. Ray Perone on top of it.
Foul was called on Kuznard. And bonus now as Follerin Campbell will go to the line, number 42. Follerin, it's spelled F-O-L-A-R-I-N. It's a Nigerian word.
It means walk with glory.
Nice stuff. He gets one, shoots one more. 4:53 remaining in regulation.
Well, moving him to the point, as we noted, has just changed this team's outlook. He sacrificed a lot. Occasionally he'll score when they need him. He gets 10 points a game. And they do spread the wealth, and his unselfish. Here's the trap again. Somebody's got a post. Nice. Now turn, and you had a fast break. You had 3 on 2. Depends who the guy is, though. Maybe one's not the guy to dribble at and make the decision.
High screen set by Miller.
Into a stagger.
O'Geary still can't get one from beyond the arc. And that's out of bounds. It will be Wichita State ball.
Well, that was just well designed and executed. You just can't put the icing on it. That's been Mark's dilemma.
That's almost cruel to point this out, it seems, but Wichita State 2 of 22.
That's not like you at all. It's not your nature.
Just a soft-sided Scandinavian.
Nice cross and pass, huh?
Miller for 2.
Terrific job.
And a foul.
Wow, huh?
Wow is right.
Boy, that was late on Norwood. Whew. Well, get into the middle of things, and boy, you can make a lot of good things happen. The sleight of hand, Miller able to finish, and after, huh?
It was called on Campbell, and it's his 4th.
Boy, that changes things for them as well.
Yes. Now Larinaga is getting ready to send Jordan Carter back on the floor. Matt Breyer comes back. He plays with 4. Lewis is on the bench with 4, and Follerin Campbell is going to the bench with his 4th. 13-point game.
And Miller gets a blow, too. Good time to do it. Spot him. Then you get the timeout, the electronic timeout, the media timeout.
There's the trap. Breyer goes for the steal. Here's Norwood. Dishes back outside, and they will bring it back outside. Butler. Skinn. 4 minutes to play.
He's so quick, Butler couldn't get in position to screen for him.
Tony Skinn.
Oh, there's the 5th foul. Oh, goodness. You got to move the legs and be in a stance.
Matt Breyer has just fouled out for Wichita State.
In this modern world of super technology, you know what really gets under my skin? When a wireless network. So I switched to Singular's all-over network, the network with the fewest drop calls. And Singular didn't say that. The leading independent research company proved it. So if you keep, then get Singular.
Singular, with the fewest drop calls, raising the bar.
Craig, Seth, and Clark in our studios in New York. 54-41, George Mason leading Wichita State. They're in a timeout in Washington, D.C. In Minneapolis, Villanova took its first lead of the night with 2 minutes, 18 seconds remaining. What changed things around for the Wildcats?
Getting into the lane, drawing fouls, making foul shots, and they've played tough defense all game.
All right, 1:38 to play now. Let's listen in to Jim Nantz and Billy Packard.
Villanova has the lead and possession. With 1:38 remaining, they're on a 15-5 run right now, Billy, at Mount. A second comeback in this game.
And Jimmy, you've got to love their chances right now, because now the game shifts to a guard game. And with Lowry out there on the floor with Ray and Foy, you got to figure the ball in Lowry's hands. You got Ray, I think, back into a little bit of a rhythm. You got Sheridan and Cunningham. Cunningham has done a terrific job off the bench in regard to rebounding and solid defense. Foy has been able to go ahead and take Marshall on the drive, and they are spreading it out. Jay Ray looking very calm over there, isn't he, with his ball club? Of course, they only lost to teams that have been ranked all year.
Ray puts it up. Oh, blocked by Williams, and he fights for it with Sheridan on.
Oh, they're gonna call a travel. I can't believe that call. He was pulled to the floor. Al Skinner is right.
Al Skinner still fuming about the no call at the other end earlier.
The two bad calls. This is a great block by Williams. He gets the ball. Now watch, he's going to be pulled to the floor here. And they call that a walk. He never did actually go to the ground with the ball. That is hard to believe.
Goes down as the 21st turnover of the night.
Well, two calls going against BC, and of course, off the clock. A lot of time here, which really helps a team that's guard-oriented.
And Lowry content just to...
Coming up on 50 seconds to play. We'll keep track of that game for you. Let's get you back to Washington.
Nope. Great look, too. Lamar Butler with a rebound. 3:35 to go, 13-point game. George Mason as an 11 seed trying to become the 4th.
All right, once again, back to Minneapolis. Jim and Billy.
One-on-one in that kind of situation. Big advantage, Villanova.
Boy, out on the floor now with 40 seconds to play. Villanova with a 3-point lead. We'll keep you posted. Back to Washington.
Will Thomas at the free throw line for George Mason. They have a 13-point lead with 3:25 to go. And he is shooting 1 and 1. Nice, smooth stroke.
And he struggles too, surprisingly. Unhurried almost, huh? The numbers belie.
15 points. Will Thomas has 10 points.
Little discard, you get the open look.
Another missed long shot. Rebound and a foul. Will Thomas is going to go back to the line. Boy, he does play with some emotion.
He has been playing terrific at both ends of the floor. Skying on a night where Jai Lewis wasn't his impressive self. Not the physical, imposing individual we're accustomed to see. But how about this one? It's mine, I want it more. Good elevation and pursuit.
Over the course of the season, 51% free throw shooter.
You would bring it up. See, I didn't mention it for that reason. I was letting him ride on his laurels. He made 2.
The curse of the Swedes.
It's what you can do for me today.
0 for 2.
I thought he had that one.
Bradley. Matt Breyer fouled out at the point guard for Wichita State. 0-3. And here's Paul Miller backing in, shooting in. He'll go to the free throw line.
Oh, well, that's just quick power basketball. And nobody helped. I'm surprised they didn't go down and look and just stick a hand down there from the top. That would have been a little bit of a help to Thomas, who's got to play a pretty tough guy. He does a great job using the derriere and the elbow to ward off and protect. Good solid maneuver by the big fella.
Paul Miller, the 5th-year senior from Jefferson City, Missouri, at the free throw line, shooting 1. Jai Lewis comes back on the floor now, plays with 4 fouls. Fowler and Campbell is also back. Jim Larinaga trying to go for the win now. 3:01 remaining, and Miller gets the free throw. 16 points. for Paul Miller. He's out. Ryan Martin back in.
In Minneapolis, they're coming out of a timeout. 40 seconds to play. Boston College trails Villanova by 3. Jim and Billy.
Inbounds, tough to get in, but Smith able to bring it in.
Well, Smith.
Here's Hinnant to tie the game. And rebound on the floor. Williams battling with Cunningham.
And it's going to be Boston College ball.
On the arrow.
That's good hustle by Williams and Cunningham. Cunningham has been terrific off the bench. This is some rebound. Both battle for it.
Look at this. There's a little strength in there.
Yep. But a good idea, I think, to go for 3 because Al Skinner realizes the great ability of the Villanova guards. It'll be tough if you don't match them here.
Here's Dudley. 3 to tie. Yes! Wow! Jared Dudley ties the game with 28 seconds. Timeout Villanova.
And I really think here, if you're Boston College,
28 seconds to play in Minneapolis. Tied at 51. We'll get you back there right now. Back to Washington, D.C.
Ooh. Oh, he was moving.
2:37 remaining, a 12-point game, 56 and 44. Campbell at the free throw line. He just missed the first of 2. He shoots 1 more. Double bonus for both teams.
And he's 74%, so he's a guy you want on there. Your point guard, your leader. You got to be careful in the trap, though. He's going to get a blow now. They bring Thomas in, they get a little bigger.
2:37 to go in a 13-point game. George Mason. Kieran Bradley will let it bounce, then picks it up. 2:35. O'Geary. Ouch.
How about this by Wilson, though? Part of that play, you screen and then you get to the rim. Terrific read by Kyle Wilson.
Norwood with the inbound. Tony Skinn
Under
has
2.5 to play in Washington. Under half a minute to play in Minneapolis. Once again, Jim and Billy.
Because you don't want the ball in the hands of these guards to be able to go down for the last shot.
Yeah, he'll probably never touch it anyway, never see it.
Well, you know, might go over and hold them. Let him
okay.
You got to get the ball out of the hands of these guards.
It's not getting anywhere near him here. It's in the hands of Lowry. He'll try to send him to the Elite 8. Here we are down to 10 seconds.
I love what Villanova has done to get back into this ball game.
It's going to be Foy to decide it. Foy with 3. Foy looking. No, it's Lowry. And the shot is blocked by Williams.
That's what he did against North Carolina State. Are you kidding me? Unbelievable block.
At 51-51, Boston College and Villanova headed for overtime. We send you back to Washington.
another missed free throw. And 2:10 to go, an 11-point game. Mason has missed 6 of its last 9 at the line. Here's Bradley, spin move.
Where are you going? They get a hold, but all of a sudden trying to beat your guy. Miller was outside.
This could be the 5th on Jai Lewis.
Wow, reaching down.
That's it.
Well, they've played well. He has not had one of his scintillating performances. He's solid in some aspects, but not rebounding like we're accustomed to. Well, wait, maybe they're changing the call. Let's see.
Yeah, Jai Lewis is headed to the bench.
Oh, they did take him out. Okay. But they did call the 5th on him. But here, Bradley, I thought Bradley should have got some other people involved here with a kick out. Look at all the green shirts around them, and you can see on the outside, it's one of those things, you hate to see big guys reaching down, in that particular position. Good things don't happen.
Lewis is fouled out. Breyer for Wichita State. Campbell with 4. O'Geary with 4. And at the line, here is Kieran Bradley. First time he's been at the free throw line tonight. One more. Golf's biggest star wasn't always welcome at private clubs. So what did Tiger Woods do about it? Sunday on 60 Minutes.
And it's getting to be that time of year too, Vern. Another 2 weeks for you.
Yes,
You'll
indeed.
be at the Masters, one of the absolutely great sporting events.
9-point game. 2:01 to go. This is as close as Wichita State has been since it was 9-0. And a foul. They'll go back to the line. Foul is called on Freedom, number 5.
Trying to lock him up. He almost had him turned back with Martin as an assistant.
we'll see how proficient George Mason can become at the free throw line. They've got Lamar Butler, the senior, who's a 73% free throw shooter.
He won't be smiling on this. He was smiling earlier, just enjoying being here. And, you know, when you think of Wichita State, they lost 2 of their first 4 conference games. They had a team meeting, just them. And all of a sudden it turned around. You know, they did some things together and just crystallized the season. And it's great to see what they've been able to do. Of course, plenty of time left here to continue it.
George Mason is now 3 of its last 10 free throws. And the 5th-year senior Butler shoots 1 more.
Boy, being around, you have that sense of maturation, I think. Calmly delivered. There you go. See if they can play him. Nice kick. Oh, was that big.
Couisnard was going to his right. Miller threw it a little to his left.
Yeah, it was a good idea. They came down and helped a little. And this is something I thought they should have been doing a little more, forcing him to kick it out. And you're right, one zig, the other thought he was zagging.
Norwood gets the ball inbounds. Now he finally gets the return pass. Here's Will Thomas. They'll bring it back and work on the clock.
How about Will Thomas?
Yes.
The Bob Fosse, the choreographer of this group, taking over.
Skip pass, back outside. Clock at 1:18. George Mason, shot clock at 10.
Should run it.
Here's Butler, kick out.
Nice extra pass.
Campbell way off the mark. And Wichita State, 2-on-2.
The blow by, huh?
O'Geary, timeout call.
Afraid to foul. Campbell with the 4, backed off.
8-point game.
Timeout in Washington, D.C. Let's go back to Minneapolis. Under 4 minutes to play in overtime.
Tie up, and the arrow is going to Villanova.
And here comes Lowry in the ball game, and again, that's substituting offense for defense.
Florida and Georgetown.
Let your experience be your guide. Let your innocence shine through, pure as gold. There is balance in the wild. Find it within yourself and with your partners. The reward is rising above, assuming command, dominance on a demanding terrain, by those strong enough to tame it, stoic enough to withstand the strain. There are lessons in this landscape. Natural perfection. In the peaks. The ideal that inspires the artists of the World Figure Skating Championships.
And as it always does, the anticipation, the excitement, it's built throughout the week toward this day here at the ISU World Figure Skating Championships presented by Olay. Terry Gannon and Peggy Fleming with you here inside the Pengrowth Saddle Dome in downtown Calgary, Alberta, Canada. The pairs title, we'll see that decided in a little bit. Coverage throughout the afternoon of the ladies skating for gold here. Sasha Cohen, Kimmy Meisner, Emily Hughes, Seguri, on all the rest. Final group later on, but on the ice first. The 21-year-old from Turkey. And if you watch the Olympics, you may know her story. Growing up when she showed promise on the ice, very little opportunity in Turkey to train or work with high-level coaches. Her mother and father made the decision she needed to get here to Canada. Here is Sabita Karatamir. Sabite, excuse me, and she is here for the first time watching her daughter in person at the World Championships. Tuba had to use frequent flyer miles to get her here from Toronto, and she's watching her. Her mom, she came with her to Canada first. Dad came for a while. Now he's back in Turkey.
Well, this has got to be thrilling for her mom to see her out on the ice competing at the World Championships. Tuba doesn't have the list of triple jumps like all of the other world level skaters. She's missing a triple Lutz, but that's about it. It's her first combination triple toe, double toe, double toe. Very solid. She kind of reminds me of Jennifer Robinson, who was a 6-time Canadian champion. Very reserved quality to her skating and very gentle to the ice. To skate, and she is hoping to inspire future skaters in Turkey to take up the sport.
They're building a rink. She'll go back there and actually skate in that rink later this year. Student at the University of York in Toronto, majoring in biotechnology.
Very nice combination, triple Salchow, double toe. For her, triple Salchow, bonus points because it's in the second half of this program. I like she really takes time with the details of this program. She looks calm, in control. She listens to the music. It's really quite pleasant to watch. I don't know if I want to sit in the front row where she does that with her blade coming by. Tuba's goals were to become a world champion and go to the Olympics and medal. Well, she's gotten to the Olympics and the World Championships, and now all she needs is some medals. But what she loves most is, presenting to the crowd, and, that's her favorite part of skating, is getting out and skating in front of these people. Good for her. That was a very nice performance, and I think seeing new countries come into our sport, it takes, people and like Tuba with the spirit that she has to inspire the next generation of athletes in her country. And she's doing a great job.
And parents like her mom, Sabite, there, to make the sacrifice that they have.
Unbelievable sacrifices.
Moving her halfway across the globe and being here in training away from home. Tuba Kradomir Kicking off the ladies free skate here in Calgary. The top names, though, a little bit later on, including Cohen, who is your leader, Fumie Suguri from Japan, Kimi Meisner, and of course the short programs set the stage. Let's go back and take a look right now. Funny thing about figure skating, after a week of events, it's not until the ladies show up to take the ice that you feel the real excitement and energy surrounding this event. Today, everyone wants inside.
Can I get a ticket for the event right now because I forgot my badge and I need to get into the building?
The main focus is the final group, and they're all hanging out backstage. An area that is a constant and delicate ballet of cameras, tension, and tears. Where everyone's just trying to get loose and relax. Unless, of course, you're John Nix. Et al. Isn't that Latin? First up, Japan's Yukari Nakano. And she didn't disappoint. Next, her teammate, Fumie Suguri, who for the moment the media was ignoring. But the judges weren't. She's in the top spot and can take the skates off and wait it out. Emily Hughes knows what's at stake in this World Championship. For her, it's an opportunity to put an exclamation point on an unlikely yet remarkable season. But on this day, the pressure is a bit too much. Kimi Meisner, on the other hand, seems immune to pressure. Focused, but never afraid to smile. She would skate a personal best, putting her in second place behind Suguri, which pleases both her and the Japanese press. But it wasn't without incident.
I had a very awkward moment with her, though, in the kiss and cry. I went to go kiss her on her cheek, and she went to kiss me on my cheek, and I accidentally missed the cheek. Very awkward.
All right, speaking of awkward, see if you can follow this backstage. The Japanese are shooting Nakano. The Canadians are shooting Emily Hughes. And wait, Sasha is heading to the ice. Follow her. Sasha would end the day on top.
I'd really like to have her triple Lutz on replay, and she's going to talk about that. Thank you.
You guys never pick the good things to replay.
She wants something nice to replay, too.
Society is always focused on the negative.
No, it's just from a technical standpoint.
Yeah. No, I just think society, as a general, should focus on what you do well. You know? It's my job to change society. We have to change society.
On another note, what do you think you did well in that program?
Okay, I'm glad to see your optimism.
Obviously, she is very optimistic about the free skate. Thank you, Sasha. Good luck. So here's a look at your standings after the short program. Sasha Cohen once again at a major event. She's got the lead. Fumie Suguri, the veteran, right behind, and then the youngster from the U.S., Kimi Meisner, in third, ahead of another youngster from Japan, Yukari Nakano. A little bit earlier, we saw Tuba Karademir from Turkey. Her effort here in the free skate, a reason for the smile because the numbers going up on the board, a new personal best. And Karademir currently in second place. Unfortunately, I don't think the silver medal position will hold up throughout the evening here in Calgary. Hi again, everybody. Terry Gannon back with Peggy Fleming. And Look at the major names here. Again, we have an opportunity to say it's Sasha Cohen's event to win or lose. Can she do it?
Once again, well, I think she's feeling a little shaky because she had a bad qualifying and a little bit of shaky short program, but it is her competition to win. She does have a lot of pressure. She has to skate well. It's down to the free skate. It always comes down to that. But right behind Sasha is Seguri from Japan, who is a great competitor, and I think she's in the best shape she's ever been in her entire career. Beautiful program. And right behind Seguri is Kimmy Meisner, who's 16 years old from the U.S. She has 2 triples planned. She has a good head on her shoulders. She's a good competitor, and I think that's gonna serve her well, especially in this sport. But I think, for Sasha is her toughest competitor. Herself.
Right. And inside the mind, and whether she can put it together or not. And
I would like to see her do it.
Does Kimmy ever feel pressure?
I don't know. It doesn't seem to be. I think she just carries on and does what she needs to do.
2 Americans in the top 3 as we head to the top names a little bit later on. In the free skate here in Calgary throughout the afternoon, full load. We'll take a look back at what was a thrilling, wide-open dance competition. Also, look back at some history. The Battle of the Carmens in this building in '88, and a conversation with Michelle Kwan. What's she up to? What are her plans? But when we continue, the pairs free skate here at the World Championships from Calgary. ESPN's ISU World Figure Skating Championships presented by Olay. Brought to you by Olay. Love the skin you're in. And in part by Smuckers. With a name like Smuckers, it has to be good.
Why would you want an ED tablet that works up to 36 hours? Because life is full of interruptions. That's all right. You have up to 36 hours with Cialis. Cialis is the only erectile